Okay, so we're here today with the Shaddolls deck promo from Adam Jarrett.
How's it going, guys? This is the last one you guys will already see because we've done the other four. We've done Necros, Burning Abyss, Klee, and Satalar Knight Seraphs at the moment. So today we're going to show you guys Mistake Shaddolls as the last thing that you might be considering for Nationals, which by the time you see this will probably be tomorrow. So to everybody going, good luck. To everybody who's still considering whether or not Shaddolls is a good deck, yes it is, and I'll show you why in a second. So I think let's get to the profile.
Yep.
Okay, so start off, 3 Mathematician.
Standard.
It's fairly obvious. For those of you who don't know, Mathematician sends any card, any level 4 or lower monster into the graveyard. So it triggers all your Shaddolls effects. It can also trigger stuff like Felice or send other random lights if you need to. So it's kind of staple, and it's one of the few things you always want to normal summon.
Yeah.
Because Shaddolls doesn't really like normal summoning that much, but you always want to normal summon that. Then 3 Squamata. You used to play 2 onto the Shaddolls stuff. You used to play 2, but nowadays you run 3 because of the Gin Lock.
Okay.
And it's also probably one of the best things to send with something like Mathematicians. Send Squamata, send Falco, and then you still have 2 more Squamatas in your deck. Then on to the 2-offs. 2 Shaddolls Beast used to run 3, but it's not as good these days because you're not worrying about the mirror so much and we're getting a Revenge Fusion.
Okay.
So you just run 2 now for the extra draw, and obviously really good to send if you send like Squamata then Beast with Mathematician or something like that. And then 2 Shaddolls Dragon. Some people can cut it to 1, but I only run the second one mainly because it's a name and it's also a monster version of MST, something like Shadow Games. And like I said, you kind of need MSTs in South Africa because otherwise you just risk getting blown out by floodgates. Then 2 Shaddolls Hedgehog to search your fusions because you run 6 in the deck. So in case you don't draw them, which happens a fair amount, at least you can search them out.
Or search monsters.
Yeah. Then 2 Falco, you can run 3. In fact, if you were going to drop a dragon, I would suggest running 3 Falco now because it's the target for Crush card, which we'll get to in a moment. It can also can also revive fusion monsters like Construct, and then they're treated as special summon from the graveyard, not the extra deck.
Yeah.
So they keep their effects under stuff like Unicorn or Colossus, which is pretty great. Then the only other 2 Vader, because Vader is really good in this format, especially against Necros, and you're not really running any other effect negations, so just in case. And if all else fails, you can send it as a light for Construct. Then the 1-offs, 1 Para Cerberus, sending with Mathematician because Para Cerberus is good. Also outs the Gin Lock. Then 1 Felice. Felice is kind of inconsistent, but the potential to Black Rose against like a full field when you're playing against like Satalar Knights or Yosenju or something, like Cross knows.
Yeah.
You don't want to get wrecked. But Felice allows for easy Black Rose plays, which is why I run it.
Okay.
And if all else fails, it's a light for Construct, I guess.
Arcane Magician?
Yeah, and for Arcanite obviously as well, which we'll get into. Then 1 Thunder King Ryo. This is kind of my own personal deck.
Okay.
It's Mistake on legs. I mean, you'll see a little bit later we run 3 Mistake as well. But I really like Thunder King. It can make Necros make some pretty awkward plays. So that's why I run it normally. And it stops a lot of inherent stuff, so it can stop like XC summons into Tellers, or like the random XC summon that Yosenju do or something like that. Then Lost Monster 1 BLS.
Of course.
Same reason as in the Burning Abyss deck profile. It's just too good. BLS wins games by itself. So like, why wouldn't you run it? And you're never really going to be running out of lights.
Yeah.
Because of Shaddolls Fusion. So that's the monster lineup. All fairly standard. If I were to change anything, I might run an extra Veiler.
Okay.
But I don't really like 3 Veilers either. Then spells, fusions, 3 Shaddolls fusions.
Standard.
And 3 L. Most people will drop 1 of the normal Shaddolls fusions to 2, but I really like 3 Shaddolls fusion in South Africa.
Okay.
Because you're playing against a Rogue, BA, or any random rogue which is going to need to extra deck to do something. So that's why you run 3. Then 2 MST.
Okay.
I would probably cut this to 1 even, or cut Dragon to 1 and then like use 2 MST to 1 Dragon, because I don't really like MST this far, but like I've said in every single deck profile, you need to run them or you risk getting just blown out by Rogue. Like somebody decided to ruin someone's day by playing Anti-Spell, which doesn't just kill Necros, it also kind of kills your fusion.
It does.
So you don't really, like, you don't want to get blown out by that. Then Last Spell, 1 Raigeki.
Standard.
Because Raigeki's really, really good, especially against random rogues.
No soul charge?
No soul charge, just because I don't feel it's consistent enough, and the deck does enough like
On its own.
flipping and special stuffing back with stuff like Falco.
Okay.
And I don't necessarily feel, especially with this build, that like soul charge is going to give you a field that's kind of unbreakable. So I'm just like there.
Okay.
Okay, then
The traps?
traps, 3 mistake.
Oh.
This is the mistake build of Shaddolls. So even though I don't necessarily think mistake is great in South Africa because it's not great against rogue, like this single-handedly destroys Necros, so you just have to play it.
And cleaves.
And Klee as well, and we all know that Klee's pretty big. Then 3 sinister shadow games. Some people run 2, but I just like 3 because I don't know. I like traps, and shadow games is pretty great. It's a little bit slow sometimes, but it does the job.
Yeah.
So you can run 3 of those, but you can cut them if need be. And then the one arms, 1 Shadow core. That's fairly standard,
Yeah.
obviously, for like all Shadow fusion plays or something. Remember with core though to make your chain correctly. If you core an El Shaddol fusion, you normally have to play
Resolve.
core and then El Shaddol fusion. But then El Shaddol fusion needs to have a legal activation before core was activated. So that's a bit of a ruling thing. And then one that is emptiness because Necros sucks and I don't want to lose to Necros. 1 crush card virus. Look at that sucker. Ulti crush card.
Oh, let's see.
Nice.
That's it.
It's great, man. It's so great.
Ulti crush
I
card.
really, the target for crush card in the deck is pretty much Falco,
Okay.
which is why you see a lot of builds run 3 Falcos just to have the crush card target live. But you can also use, I believe you can also use stuff like Hedgehog as well.
Okay.
So I figured like you may as well just run
The crush
run
card.
extra Falcos. And then last 2 traps, the 2 generics again. The generics I like running in most decks. This morning. Yeah, it's the super
Ulti
shiny.
Solemn.
Ulti Solemn is nice.
That's beautiful.
Again, because Solemn stuff like Denko and Bottomless is just Bottomless. It's better than Compulse's format.
Yes.
Because against Necros, Compulse doesn't really do much aside from out the chin lock. And then Torrential's also pretty bad because I mean, like you saw, of the 5 decks that we're profiling, like Klee doesn't care, BA doesn't care, and Shaddolls don't really care. So Tellers kind of care when they get Torrential, but not really because they have Alpha, and then Necros cares if they get Torrential, but it's not really worth it.
Yeah.
And then onto the extra deck quickly, so that's the main deck.
That's the main deck. 40 cards?
40 card main deck, try to keep the consistency going. Onto the extra deck. Start off 3 Shadow Constructs.
Standard?
All Shadow Construct. Very standard. This card is like the best card in the deck.
Ultis?
Yeah, just because. Where's the other Shek, man? Oh, man.
How many Shekinagas?
There should be 2, but I don't know where the other one is. Nice. Thanks, Ari. Then 2 Shek.
We found the Shek.
Shek, also ulti. But the thing with Shek is that Shek is really, really good against Necros, which is why you run 2 now.
Yeah.
Pretty standard. Otherwise, also Paravar Cerberus
Is light
and
again,
math,
Earth,
and math as well.
Yeah.
So making Shek actually becomes really easy, especially with core as well.
Yeah.
Then 2 Window, that's also really standard, but Window's like the best card against most decks.
Yeah.
Because Rex,
Satellas?
Rex Satellars,
BA.
Rex BA, kind of Rex Necros unless they can get the Unicorn out.
Yeah.
So unless they have a Unicorn play, the Window kind of just sits there and says what's up. Then the Synchros, the 7s for the Felice play, Arcanite Magician. Arcanite Magician is really good for those of you who don't know. When it's Synchro summoned, you put 2 spell counters on it, and then not even up to once per turn, you can remove both those spell counters to destroy 2 cards on the field.
Okay.
Which is really good. Then Black Rose, which obviously everybody knows, nukes the field, and I mean, come on. If you have easy access to Black Rose, why aren't you using it?
Yeah.
Then Star Eater.
Okay.
Star Eater doesn't actually come up that much. Star Eater normally comes up with like the 9, which I don't even know. Like,
So you run it with Falco and Start and
or the
Core?
10. It's actually normally with Star Eater is normally the 10 and the 1.
Okay.
So it's normally like Leo or
Who's the
Core
one?
and Core.
Core and
Core's
Falco.
10, right? Core and
Core is 9.
Yeah, it's Core and Falco.
Yeah.
Just because Star Eater is really, really good. I mean, powers through traps.
Yeah.
In the spirit of powering through traps, Armides.
Armides
is like the best card in South Africa, like against the South African meta, because it just stomps everything. Stomps through Valk, stomps through traps, stomps through Yang Zing.
Yang Zing.
Because Yang Zing
just BA.
stomps through BH, stomps through so much stuff, you can't not run it. Then one Leo,
Yeah.
and then one Goyo. I really like Leo. Leo is generally Construct and Falco.
Okay.
But again, kind of just stomp stuff because it can't be targeted. And then Goyo. A lot of people don't run Goyo. It's a 3 now, I think, as well, because it's not really doing much in the meta. But I really love Goyo because Goyo just like it pulls out some like crazy stuff that can happen. So it's like you may as well run it. And then just for the 2 extra deck monsters, one Exciton and one Castle. I only run Exciton and Castle because Exciton's great if you're losing card advantage and you just want to nuke the field, so it kind of works similarly to Black Rose. And then everything that Shark can take care of, Castle can generally take care of as well. So it's just the better one. Normally, aside from this, before I started running more synchros, you would also run Shark and Volca. But the Volca play isn't as common anymore. And like I said, Castle can take care of anything that Shark's going to take care of. In terms of best and worst matchups, Mistake Shaddolls has a really good matchup against Necros because you just like flip Mistake and laugh because they don't get STs. So the best matchup is probably Necros. Even without Mistake, Shaddolls have a really good Necros matchup. And then obviously it's got pretty good against virtually every other matchup as well. Think about it. Burning Abyss and Satellar's both use the extra deck extensively. And then with Klee, what a lot of people don't know is that with Klee, if they special summon from the extra deck, those are monsters from the extra deck for Shaddolls Fusion. So you can get 3 fusions out of that as well. Worst matchups, funnily enough, actually, even though it has good matchups against like Satellar's, CA, and Necros, Klee's probably one of its worst matchups because Klee doesn't really, I mean, even though you can kind of get 3 fusions, Klee doesn't really care. Klee just wants to swarm the field and kill you. So Klee's probably one of the worst matchups.
And the mirror?
The mirror is very skill intensive. Like, I like Mistake in the mirror because it stops weird shenanigans. It stops like Hedgehog flipping to add you extra fusions, so you don't have to worry as much about like them adding an extra fusion for revenge fusion or something like that. So that's probably best and worst matchups. It's definitely a deck that I would take. Of the 5 decks that I profiled, like my 2 favorites are probably Shaddolls and Necros. But Klee is also kind of a close second because Klee destroys Rogue. So that's more or less like if you guys are on the fence still, like and you have Shaddolls, I would highly suggest taking it. Okay guys, so that's probably be like tomorrow by the time you see this. So good luck to everybody. I hope you play me and beat me because I'm terrible. And hopefully this has all been very informative for you guys. And we'll see you again soon.
Take care.